What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel. The Steam Bullet Heaven 3.0 Festival has begun. It runs from right now through December 11th. One of the games being featured in the festival is a brand new playable demo from the folks over at Second Shift Games, which is Starforged Legacy. Now, Second Shift Games is made up by lots of developers that fans of this channel may know from the Dungeon Defenders world, and this is a new space-themed passion project that they've put together and have this brand new demo going as part of the Bullet Heaven Festival. Now, Starforged Legacy is that space-themed roguelite, survivors-like even shooter. It's been an absolute fun to play and unlock, and this game has just heavily evolved through the various playtests over the last year, and is definitely coming along quite nicely. Now, as I mentioned, this is a roguelite game, so you will have a skill tree and some permanent progression. There will also be various unlocks. The progression or skill tree that's in now is divided up into 3 sections. We got exploration, with things like more experience, your pickup range, various more rerolls, etc. Speaking of, let me yoink a couple more of those, or at least one more there. The damage tree has those familiar damage items, just base weapon damage for all weapons, max ammo, reload time, projectile weapon damage, missile weapon damage, and so on, leading all the way up to kind of a pinnacle point where each category has its own pinnacle. And for damage, it is an additional weapon slot. So that, of course, is absolutely huge. Now, in addition to the skill tree, there are unlocks. You can play with 3 ships. You've got the Ironhide, which is your starter ship, and then you'll be able to unlock Nova Lance and Nemesis during this particular demo. There are more ship classes coming, and this are the 3 that are available right now today. Now, the Ironhide is a cruiser-type ship, quite tanky, moves slow, and has a nice bit of power. The Nova Lance is a frigate, so it's got much more maneuverability and a fairly nice damage loadout. And then we've got the Nemesis, which is a battleship. This is just a big old tanky beast that just wrecks them all, spraying missiles all over the place. Now, Ironhide is the ship you'll start off with. We are going to start off running with it. When you first start, you're going to start off as having the Relentless loadout unlocked. The Relentless loadout is going to give you a speed boost. You're going to be able to pop this off, and it's going to give you a burst of speed. The Plasma Storm is going to give you a little different movement ability, and this one is going to be more of like a dash. Shorter cooldown, so you can use it quite frequently and dash around. In addition, you're going to get different starting weapons depending on which loadout you choose. Let's go ahead and try out the Plasma Storm. Here are our starting components. We've got our hull, which is basically our health. And then we also have shields, so health and shields to burn through. The shield on this one, the max is out at 141. Of course, we will be able to modify that since this is a roguelite game. And it gives us the rate and the shield generation amount. The Plasma Burst Drive is the kind of like short dash type bursts. As you see, it's only a 1.5 second cooldown, so basically you can dash every 1.5 seconds. And then for this one, we are going to be starting off with the Aftershock Missile. The subsystem is going to be its base itself as far as mining goes. We're going to be able to target 4 different mining nodes on this one, and then it shows the rate. We will be able to improve this as well, of course. But let's hop on in and get a run started. As you go in, you are going to have one of different star maps to go through. Now, in typical roguelike fashion, you're going to want to pick your choices as you go. When you get up to that node, you will be able to inspect it and see what you're going to earn for that particular map. As we see this one, it's a rebel system, and it is going to offer science data, which is one of the materials we want to use for the permanent progression, major experience, which is going to be experience in this particular match, and then a random augment. If we went over on this one's going to give a credits reward. Credits we're going to be using for our permanent progression as well, but additionally, we will be able to spend credits at shops that we'll find throughout the star chart. And then last but not least, we have a heavy materials cache option. The materials is going to be our second resource there at the top, and it is also used for the permanent progression. So you can kind of pick your path where you're going to want to go. The 3 skull ones, of course, are slightly more challenging, and they're going to reward weapons. So you're definitely going to want to stop off at multiple 3 skull destinations as you make your way through the star chart to get to the boss at the end. Let's go ahead and, let's take the materials cache route, and we'll kind of go up and then around this way and hit multiples. Now, as you see, there are different directions you're going to be able to take as you go through, and you can choose your path, whether you want to go as slow or, do you want to just boss rush? Of course, the slower you go, the more power you're going to be able to gain along the way. And then if you just boss rush, if you're in a more advanced loadout, you can get there pretty darn quickly. But let's go ahead and head on over and get our heavy materials cache. We're starting this one off just in normal mode here. And here we go. So we want to take control of the stations is our sub-objective on this one. It is clearly marked where to go and what to do, so we'll just head on over and get these. Now, the game does play in like a survivors-like fashion, so, we are going to be controlling the dash. However, the missiles are going to auto-target and auto-launch. There are going to be various little goodies to pick up to earn XP or currency throughout. And let's just work on getting this sub-objective done here, as we've only got one more station to take control of here. Once we get that going, we'll get some mining done and try to earn a little currency here too. A few more seconds. One of the things I really, really like about this game, or here we go, we got our first choice. Global damage scaler based on missing health. We've got a chance to slow, and then shields at 0%. Let's just go ahead and jump right to the chance to slow. I can't see how that is ever a bad thing. Now, I do have 4 rerolls unlocked, but I don't want to use those up yet, so we are going to just jump right onto that chance to slow. Now we've got our sub-objective done. We just need to survive through the remainder of the map and then get ready to warp out of here. Let's see, what do we have here? Apply plasma damage to all enemies 30 meters in radius. That's kind of hot. The plasma overload is kind of nice too. Let's go with the plasma overload, and we'll take it, because we are going to be dashing around quite a bit, and that's going to give us that little splody boom at the end of our dashes. Now you see there's a purchasable augment that I could buy, but I don't have enough currency yet, so we're going to want to get over and get a little mining done. We got 30 seconds left. Actually, we may not be able to get too much done, as we are all the way over here. Let's see, missile weapon levels and damage, projectile weapons. Now currently I don't have a projectile weapon yet, but I'll probably add one in. You know what, let's go with the plasma aftershock upgrade here, as I feel like that could be very, very strong for the loadout here. We'll have to decide kind of how we want to build this one, just like any other roguelite game as you're playing through it, and how we want to progress and get through this particular run. Hopefully we get a boss kill here. We got a little bit of mining done, a little bit of change before we load it in. Now, of course, each individual mission is going to offer rewards. I changed the subject there. What I was about to say earlier was one of the things I really love about this game is the same thing that keeps me playing ARPGs, Diablo, Path of Exile, Last Epoch games, and that is each individual mission is fairly quick, which means if you've got some game time in, or like me, I have a family, if I have to step away for a moment, it's no problem. It's a super quick match. I can step away and come right back in. Or, of course, I can take advantage of these quick matches and just grind it out and blast through several runs. Now, you see here, we earned some rewards. We got some experience, which is going to get us boosted up on this particular run. Let's see. Let's go with a little shield boost. We'll get a little extra shield going here. And then we got a random augment. Now this is interesting. When shield is damaged, deal 25% of max shield as damage in a 40-meter radius. Like if I go with a heavy shield build, that is kind of curious. But here, we get a bonus projectile that does 30% of weapon damage. That seems pretty awesome as well. Let's go ahead and take that one. And then head back to the star map and pick where we want to go next. Now, we definitely want to get another weapon. So with that in mind, we are going straight to the challenge one here. As you see here, one of the rewards is a random weapon. So this is going to allow us to add another weapon to the loadout and get a little bit more power going. Each individual mission is going to have various objectives. Some of them you'll see similar objectives repeatedly. Other times you're going to see things that are brand new to you. This particular one I haven't gotten very many times. We got to control all these gas containers. So it's similar to the previous objective, where they're not all really super similar to it, but a little bit different flavor here. Let's go ahead and make our way over. I got mixed emotions on the dash versus the speed boost. When you use the other loadout and you get the speed boost, you start off with a projectile gun and not a missile, and the speed boost lasts a while. I guess I just need to get used to the dashing around here, because in theory I think this would be the superior loadout, but in my opinion anyway. Alright, so we got our sub-objective done. What do we have here? When movability is active, proximity mines are dropped. Well, we already know we're going to be dashing around. So I feel like that is really good. We're going to drop proximity mines all over the place. Over here on hit deploys 2 cluster missiles. I mean, that sounds pretty good too, because this is modifying our standard missile here. So when our missile hits, it's going to deploy 2 cluster missiles that give 30% damage. Let's go with that. It just sounds too cool to pass up. Let's get out of here and not get bashed on too bad. Let's see. We got some targeting range. Let's go with that. The pickup area on those boxes, like this one I'm going for here, is fairly generous. You can pick it up being close to it, or you can just kind of pick it up on the fly, and those resources are gonna go right to you. Let's get over here and get a little mining done on this one. Try to get a little more currency generated here. I don't want to get beat up too bad in the process, though. Ooh, here we go. Critical strike chance of all weapons by 15%. That is tremendous. Yeah, we better get out of here. I'm taking way too many shots. As you see, this ship is a tanky boy. No doubt. In fact, there's a modifier. Now that we see I've got some crit, and I was thinking about stacking shield, there is an augment that gives you shield on crit, which getting that would be absolutely incredible. There's also some damage multipliers we could get later on the plasma effect. So I want to keep going into this plasma aftershock. Kind of try to cover the enemies with plasma and slows and potentially stuns, and then you know, hopefully down the road we get some augments that are going to be conducive to that particular type of loadout here. So I think we're going to go with crazy shield, crits, hopefully shield regen on crits, and then we'll stack damage off of enemies afflicted with plasma, slows, or stuns. I think that will be a nice goal to shoot for. Of course, RNG is always a thing in a roguelite game, so we'll have to see how that plays out. I feel like I just got to take this 80% pickup radius. That's just good. Let's see. We got more shield, increases missile levels. You know, if we're going to stack shield, let's stack shield. Although I don't want to pass up on any missile level ups. All right, and here we go. We got swarm missiles. We could add another standard missile, but swarm missiles are just cool as hell. So let's go missile heavy. I actually haven't done a all missiles run yet. This will be the first one for me. Now we got a shop over here we could go to. But I think I kind of want to take this route. I've got 848 currency right now. I think we're going to go up the left side here. Let's go ahead and just head up the left side and see how this one works out for us. Now, it's going to make for a little longer run, but we should be able to get lots of augments in. Okay, evade or destroy the enemy ambush, and we see we are indeed getting ambushed. We got a big old baddie here. He's got a shield too. We're going to want to make sure we get some work in on this guy, and hopefully not get beat up too bad in the process. Alright, we got a shield cracked anyway. The swarm missiles go so crazy once we get some upgrades on them. I am very, very much looking forward to that. I want to burn this guy down, but on the same note, we're very early in the run. I know I don't have a ton of firepower yet. So, I mean, as long as I get it by the end of this particular run, I'm fine with that. Well, like I said, I want to burn it, but... Can we get it before it goes off? Ooh, that was kind of close. Alright, what do we got? On crit, increases crit damage dealt by 5%. Let's take that. Let's go for some crits. So, of course, we destroyed the big bad, so we got big baddie loot. Oh, yeah. Let's get all this loot here. All right, and we got another weapon choice. We got cruise missiles. Chain reaction on kill, chance to explode nearby enemies. That sounds cool too. And then we also got another crit-oriented modifier. So let's go with this level 15 cruise missile, and we are full missiles on this one. I'm going to have to get these missiles really cracking off to be able to hang and kind of keep up. Let's see, what can we yoink in 14 seconds? Probably not a ton. Try to get a little bit of currency anyway. Yeah, we got a little something picked up. All right, what do we have? We got more cluster missiles. Let's just increase all missile weapon levels by 3. We don't have any projectile weapons, so we don't want to take that one. Movement speed is always a good thing, but once again, we're stacking shield. So let's stack shield. Alright, what do we got here? Increases fire rate. Love that. Every 10 seconds slows enemies within range. A 50-meter range, so pretty good range on that one. Tough call. You know what? I'm going to re-roll this one. See what we got. We got just kind of a generic. I'm not happy with the choices on that one. I could have re-rolled again, of course, but I want to save my re-rolls. All right, let's head on up. This one's going to give us some science data and then experience and augment. So science data, of course, is one of those resources we're going to use for the permanent progression. And here we go. Take control of the stations. Missed that lootable. All right. Oh, that's a nice plasma shock upgrade. I want to kind of do that every time it's up, just to get the plasma shocks cracking off. We got one more station, but plenty of time to get to it. And here we've got a purchasable augment right inside the map. We got a little bit of cash, so let's see. Let's go with that fire rate increase of the swarm missiles. You know, the music is very soothing as well. They chose a good soundtrack here. See, on critical hit, increase fire rate. That's huge. On hit, 10% chance to apply armor breach, increasing damage taken by 50%. That seems enormous. Let's go with that guy. All right, we got a few more enemies to clear out here before we go to our countdown timer. So we got a little bit of time to collect up some goodies. What do we got here? Increases fire rate, sure. More missiles, more faster. Never a bad thing, right? What do we got down here? I don't want to spend everything. Damage per shot, basically, and then resets when we reload. That's one of the ones where they're just going to stack up. You get more and more and more of those. It's going to, the effect will keep stacking. I got mixed emotions on this one, y'all. I normally always mix projectile and missiles. This is my first missile-only run ever. See, chain reaction. Chance to explode nearby enemies. Huge. Almost out of there. Let's just pick up what we can pick up. I'm going to miss that one, apparently. See, chance to automatically reload around. We got more shield stacking, but let's take that automatic reload here. That's a good stuff. All right. Pierce count of projectile weapons. Once again, I'm not using projectile weapons on this one. Let's go ahead and re-roll this one. Oh man, we got a fatty projectile weapon one. See, thruster level and boost them out. Let's do it. Another purple quality plasma overload. Let's definitely take that. And then missile levels. Let's go. And here we go. 20% crit chance and 50% crit damage on our cruise missiles, our standard missile. Wow, tough call. On hit, if the target is slowed, chance to stun all enemies within a radius. That's really good too. You know what? Let's go with the cruise missile here. And then what? We've got another challenge map to do next. This one's going to be a big old fat experience reward and some credits. Let's do it. All right, now here we don't have a sub-objective, but we've got a question mark, which means we can start a random sub-objective. Let's do it. This one is going to be to pick up 6 survivors, basically, that are floating in space in escape pods. Let's go yoink those bad boys. Once again, the objectives are all very clearly marked on screen, so you know where to go to get the goods. You don't have to... It's not a big mystery, you don't have to run all around searching. It is in that direction. Come up and grab these last 2 here. Survivor acquired. All right. Ship's core level. Crit damage. You know what? Let's take the core level. That'll give us that XP boost as well. Increase critical damage resets on reload. Yeah, let's do that one. I'm going to continue to go crit, and we're going to get some shield stacking in. And like I said, hopefully we get some other good shield-related modifiers later. Targeting range of weapons by 50% is so awesome. But good lord, 7% chance to dodge? Oh my gosh. That's huge! Let's go with the targeting range. I'm going to go full missile glory on this run. And this thing should just be going absolutely crazy by the time we get into the later maps. Alright, we got that armor breach thing again. Let's grab that, and then I'm going to buy this one. Here's the cluster warhead again. Get another upgrade for it. And let's see, what are we going to do for 20 more seconds until our warp drive is charged. Let's just grab everything we can grab. Pickup radius will certainly help right now. We're going to have time for some mining. A little bit. Alright, we got missile levels by 2. That's also 20% damage increase on top of it. So, hot stuff there. And our warp drive is just about up. There is one of those pinnacle upgrades in your skill tree is to collect all XP at the end of the run. That is going to be tremendous. As you saw how much XP I left laying there. So I am very much looking forward to getting that one. Let's just go with the pickup radius. Fire rate once again. I mean, 40% max health. That's not a bad thing. Even though I'm not health stacking, it's hard to turn that enhancement down. Let's see. Let's go with targeting range again. All missile levels. That's just raw damage all the way across the board with all my weapons. So, good stuff there. All right, what do we have? We got that crit upgrade for cruise missiles now. That would give us basically a crit-related upgrade on our cruise missile and our standard missile. Let's do it. Alright, let's keep heading up. I think we'll just go right up to one of the shops now. So we'll go here, and then we'll hit this challenge here, and then hit one of the shops, as I am starting to collect a little bit. And we're going to have quite a bit more by the time we get there, so let's definitely take that route. Alright, so we've got another ambush here. Well, you know what? Let's wait on that guy for a minute and get a little mining done. Well, he didn't waste any time, did he? See if we can't get a shield burned out here. Oh, wow, we nuked his shield already. putting out pretty decent damage with these missiles here right now. All right, on crit, increases crit damage. Once again, let's go crit crazy here on this one. Crits and missiles. It just sounds like a delightful combination. Now, if I can get some survivability tied in somewhere, this could turn into a pretty beast of a run here. Let's get our plasma damage up a little bit again. Oh, and we got it. All that targeting range. I off-screened that bad boy. All right, what do we got here? Chance to slow. Let's just take it. Oh, here is the thing I was referring to. Critical Surge. Increases crit chance, and then on critical strike, restore max shields, and shields begin recharging. This is for our higher level cruise missile too. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So, I mean, of course, getting a few upgrades is not going to hurt my feelings at all on that one. But that is a very, very nice start to some survivability. And now, I really want to stack that shield. Let's see, burst drive ends. Ooh, we got that stun just in time. Gave us time to mine up that rock. We got 13 seconds. That might not be enough to get much done, but we'll get a little bit here. Yeah, maybe not. Are we going to get it? Going to be close. Let's see. Increase missile weapon levels. Good stuff. Alright, so we got some materials on that one. A good experience dump. Here's more of that armor breach. Even more of the armor breach. Flat missile levels. Chance to explode. Let's get that jacked up there. Oh, we got a legendary critical surge. Oh my goodness. Good stuff there. And then for a random augment, well, I mean, we're stacking crit. Let's go all crit related. So critical strikes now deal 50% of its damage in a 20-meter radius. I like it. And let's push onward. I do feel like I need to get that shield stacked up a little bit here, though. I could be in trouble. Alright, we got another mystery objective here. Let's head on down and pick that up. See, this one, destroy objects for data. I think I like the dash more than the speed boost, but I played a bunch with the speed boost and I got really used to it. But I do feel like I like this like more dash style movement ability a little bit better. Let's see, we got a bunch of money, so let's just buy some stuff. Well, that gets my crit chance higher. Let's go with that. I can't go wrong with a little more movement speed. We got another augment down here. Yep, I missed it. That's alright, we'll get this objective first. Let's see. Let's re-roll this one. When health is at 100%, global damage scalars increase. Now, if I play my cards right and I stack shield, my health should nearly always be at 100%, right? So I feel like that's just going to be 100% uptime. We got our sub-objective done. We got 30 seconds here to do what we want. Let's just collect what we can collect. This game, like a lot of these, you know, the bullet hell games or bullet heaven games are just so much fun to play. You can lose a whole lot of hours real quick playing them, just going through and getting the various unlocks. And this one is no different. I've been really enjoying it. The game is really just heavily evolved over the previous playtest. Let's see, we got those cluster missiles again. Let's go with it. All missile weapons fire rate, sure. More crit chance and crit damage. Let's see, our last reroll. I'm going to do it, though. Alright, here we go. Enemies that are slowed or stunned take 100% more damage. That is another damage multi we can use here. Alright, we got a challenge run. This one's going to be a credits reward. We're going to have a bunch of credits to burn up at the shop here when we get there. Alright, repower the trader. Will do. Get him powered up before he gets his booty beat down too bad. Let's get these plasma bombs going everywhere here while we're doing this. What, we're like 2/3 of the way there. God, thank God for that fatty shield regen, because I am just muscling it out. Just playing tanky boy, and I'm not even on the battleship. Increases crit damage. I feel like I need to stack the shield, though. Let's do it. Let's stack the shield. Alright, we got the objective complete. We can sit there, quit trying to smash bomb everything. You get hooked on these little plasma bombs from your movement ability pretty easily. Nice seeing big boom booms. That is for sure. Alright, what do we got there? Crit damage of all weapons. And what about this one? More of that plasma damage on the swarm missiles. When you play the speed boost one, you're like zoomer mode almost the whole time. That's one of the things that I definitely got used to a bit more, is being kind of zooming constantly. Now, playing the frigate as well, you're going to really be blasting around. This is a tankier vehicle, so of course it is a little slower moving. Let's see, we got that damage, global damage up again when we're at full health. Oh, and we're not at full health. I better get myself to full health here soon, huh? Alright. Oh my goodness. Increase all weapon levels by 10? Woo! That's kind of a beast. We got missile weapons. What are we going to pick up here? While not moving, global damage scale increased by 70%. Let's take that route. And then what? We want to get over to a trader. So let's just go, let's go right here for the credits reward. Sitting on a bunch of credits. Now, of course, the credits that we have left over, we're going to be able to take with us. And that will be the permanent progression element, or one of the permanent progression elements. However, you spend them in the run, of course, you're going to get a little more power and give yourself a better chance of making it out. And we got a double whammy here. We get to blow up the objective and go mining all at the same time. See, kills leave a radiation cloud. Projectiles. Let's refresh this one since we got so much. Man, getting some good projectile ones. Let's go with the fire rate. Get exploded there, bro. Alright, we got to get our health back here. Let's go ahead and take that dodge chance. I mean, you just can't ever go wrong with some dodge chance, you know? There's chance to stun. And we had that multi for slows and stuns. Uh-oh. Taking a little bit of a beating there on that one, but we made it out. More of that armor breach. I mean, assuming I make it that far, we should be able to really dish out some damage to the boss. Grab a little more XP. Looks like that's all we're going to be able to yoink. Alright, and here we go. Crit damage of all weapons. Well, we are stacked up on crit on a bunch of our weapons. Let's go with it. Let's go missile levels. We got a random augment. Here slows enemies in range. Let's just take it to get another slow out there because we do have that slow multi. And then now we got a shop and I've got 7,000. Let's see. Gotta just take that. Let's refresh. I'm not going to spend it all, but I'm definitely going to spend a little here. Let's refresh again. There we go. The target is slowed. Chance to stun all enemies in radius. That's a good one. One more time. On critical strike, fire 3 additional missiles. And then the main thing is we've got all these on crit effects, so let's get that crit chance up higher. I got 600 left. The refreshes are starting to get pricey. Let's go with one more. Crit chance and crit damage on our swarm. And I think I don't want to refresh again. Let's just take that to give us even more shield recharge. I feel like I didn't stack enough shields. Let's head on in. This one's going to be large science data, so it'll give us some more of that permanent progression goodies. Let's head on in here. See how we can fare on this one. What do we got here? Scan the mysterious ships. There's another multi based off of slows. Got an augment to buy there. Why not? You know what? I am good with that one. All right. Let's go hit these other ships up here. More dodge chance. I think I got a feeling the boss fight might be really slow going all missiles. I don't know. We'll have to see. Alright, we got the sub-objectives done anyway. Missed that box. Just yoink up what we can. We still got a good bit of time. Just go missile levels. "17 seconds. We can get a couple more boxes anyway. Try to stay out of all these explosions, though. Do not stand in the fire. Your DPS will not be higher. I don't care what they say. See, we got crit chance by 10%, crit damage, but reduces projectile speed. I think I'm good with that trade. And then here we go, crit strike chance, and then 4 additional missiles now. And here we go. When hit, if the target has a plasma effect, deal 50% of weapon damage to all enemies. That's another plasma multi, since we are doing plasma. And oh, good lord, we're at the boss. All right, well, here goes, y'all. Let's see how this one fares. Like I said, I have never done all missiles, so I'm not sure of how I normally approach the boss fights, how conducive to my survivability that's going to end up being. Normally, I try to stay in range with the projectile weapons. Oh, we're not even... Or we're getting through a shield, but we got a ways. And our health is getting chewed on a little. Oh, man. Let me get out of here and get my shield up a little. Yeah, this is definitely a slow burn. We got through the shields, but... I don't like the fact that my health is low, and I have so many multipliers tied to my health. And there we go. We off-screened him with that ridiculous range, all that range stacking. That combined with just dashing around and dropping all the missiles, etc. Alright, so there we go. Let's head on out and see what we got here. So, we've got 26 materials now, 11 science. We're going to be able to hit a few more milestones. And here's that one about picking up all experience. Let's get to that. I just feel like that's one that I really... That to me seems like it would be game-changing. See, in here you get basically like a cheat death. So I got to do one more boss run, and I can get like a cheat death unlocked. That will be hot. And what do we want in the meantime? Let's take a few more rerolls. You see the cost, like this reload speed, to take it up a tier. We don't need any science on that one, so we'll go ahead and drop 2 there. Can we go 3? You know what? Can we max it? I don't have enough to max it. I can take it to 9 of 10. Let's go 1 more reroll as well. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, as you see, our credits are starting to stack up a little bit. We do need to use them as part of the upgrades, but you have plenty to use during the run, so you never have to hesitate on using your credits when you're blasting through a run. And then, did we get anything else unlocked? No, we didn't get our striker unlocked yet. We got to get 10,000 kills with standard missiles. We're not quite there yet, so we're going to have a little ways to go on that one. But anyway, there we go, y'all. That is a full run look at Starforged Legacy. This is a game from a lot of developers that you all that are fans of my channels are already familiar with. This is like a little side passion project that they got going outside of their normal day jobs. And they're running right now in the Bullet Heaven Festival on Steam with a brand new demo. All the links are down in the description below. Make sure you head on over and check them all out. And once again, that is a look at Starforged Legacy. So thanks a ton for watching. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.